Welcome to another edition of Shelby This Week. Topping our news program, the Shelby Township Board of Trustees approves a millage rate. Macomb County opens a time capsule buried 3 decades ago. It's your last chance this year to get rid of those bulky electronics. We have all these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. Homeowners in Shelby Township will be happy to know their tax rates will not be increased. The Board of Trustees voted to keep local tax rates at just over 9.29 mills. 1 mill will be allocated to the general operations, 1 mill to the police and fire pension, just over 3.1 to fire operations, and 4.1 mills to the police operation. This millage rate will be used to support the 2019 budget, and it has been set at the same rate for the past 13 years. Township Supervisor Rick Stathakis said the millage has not been raised, but the township has been able to do more with what they have.
Not only have we not raised the millage, but we have more services, not fewer. And we've been able to do more with less. Example, our Parks and Recreation, they used to have 28 employees, today they have 23, and they do more than they used to. So that's why we've been able to keep the labor costs down, because people are doing more with less. And I also want to say that we have more people, though, in the fire department and in the police department. We have more than we did pre-recession. Of course, I'm talking about the Great Recession, 2008.
Supervisor Stathakis credits the hard work of the Board of Trustees, employees, and department heads.
I'm very confident that we will not raise tax rates for the foreseeable future, many years out, as far as I'm concerned. And as long as we continue working together, we are going to continue being the lowest cost full service community. And by that I mean no one has a lower tax rate in Macomb County that has a full service police department and full service fire department. We will continue to reign as the lowest cost in Macomb County.
The Shelby Township Police Department is recognized for doing so much for our community. Their latest award has to do with keeping people safe on the roadways. The department is the recipient of the Transportation Safety Award from the Traffic Improvement Association. This particular group is one the Shelby PD began participating in once Chief Shelby was hired in his role. The membership allows both our department and the association to work as strategic partners to help with traffic issues the township faces. The Traffic Improvement Association might do a traffic study in a neighborhood after a resident complains of the speed drivers on their street. This association comes in and provides data and information for the department to determine if the particular street could use a traffic light or possibly a stop sign. The Shelby Township Police Department received this award because of their continued efforts through projects like Operation Ghost Rider, where officers are out in plain clothes and unmarked cars, making sure distracted driving is not occurring on the road. Chief Shelby is proud to have his department recognized for all of their hard work.
When there's a problem that's brought to our attention, we jump on it. There's no sitting back. As you can imagine, our number one problem, and I say thankfully this is our number one problem, is traffic. The crime does not meet the problems we have when it comes compared with the traffic. We have 78,000 residents. We have a major commute every morning, everyone leaving the town, and we have a major commute, everyone getting back home. And there's all kinds of problems on our road, so we jump on them immediately.
The police department always encourages residents to request traffic enforcement. To send your request, you can visit them online at shelbytwp.org/department/police_department. And then on the left-hand side of the screen, you can click on Traffic Enforcement Request and fill out the form. Or you can call the department directly at 586-731-2121.
There is a huge problem, and it is happening in their neighborhoods, in their communities.
In Macomb County alone, 358 drug deaths occurred in 2017. This was an increase in deaths compared to the year prior. Helping Hands Gifts, a local nonprofit organization, heard these statistics and knew they wanted to do something. A public opioid forum invited community members together to talk and discuss the current epidemic this country is facing.
We've dealt with addiction in our country the exact same way for the last 75 years, and it's not working. We always tell people that are getting into recovery, if you're doing the same thing over and over again and you're not getting well, you need to change what you're doing. And yet we work in a system that's been doing the same thing over and over again.
Judge Linda Davis was just one of the panelists during the evening. Her commitment to the organization Families Against Narcotics has her working very closely with these families and the people who are living through this opioid crisis.
Most families think that this is never going to happen in their family. They think that because their kids are good students or athletes that they're not susceptible to this. And yet when we go into high schools and talk, 80% of the kids say they know another kid that is experimenting or taking opiate drugs, and they're deadly. And so parents need to get educated before this becomes a problem in their family. We hold events like this, and there are very few family members that come out. They don't come until it's too late.
One common factor with all the speakers was the importance of parents getting involved in their children's lives and staying informed.
I'm very happy that we had this meeting tonight because this opioid epidemic is really a big problem. And I think, as Judge Davis said, this is a community-wide project. Everyone's affected. And as she said, and I agree, and with a lot of panelists here, you know, it really starts, I think parents need to start by talking to their children. And it's just something we really need to continue to support. I'm so happy to see all these organizations supporting, you know, people with this problem. It's good to see this avenue actually where they can seek help.
Jody Jacobs, who was on the panel as well, lost her son to a heroin overdose. There's one thing she wants all parents out there with children to know about.
You know, now I would advise parents to just, it sounds horrible, but toss their room, toss their truck, check their phone. You can't get in on it too soon, because if you wait till, like I did, it's too late. You know, it's already happening.
This forum gave people a chance to ask questions and become informed on various resources which are based right here in Macomb County. This forum would not have been possible without the support of the presenting sponsor, First State Bank, but there was other work from the county organizations which helped contribute.
The great partnership that Macomb Charity Connect, which is an organization that I'm a founder of, and Helping Hands Gifts work together. It's a great opportunity to have two organizations that do a lot for the community come together to make the bigger picture. So we're really, really grateful that we were able to do this, that so many people participated, that so many officials participated, and we just hope to perpetuate this and grow it even bigger in our community.
There are many organizations around Macomb County which help people with addiction and help families as well. To find these resources, you can visit mcosa.net. All year long, Macomb County has been celebrating their bicentennial. In an effort to continue the celebration, the Macomb County Council on Aging and County Executive Mark Hackle opened a time capsule. Buried in 1988, the vessel contained letters, newspaper clippings, a memorial in remembrance of Elvis on the 10-year anniversary of his death, and a floppy disk. The council celebrates 50 years this year, which is why the time capsule was opened.
Because of this group, senior services exists in Macomb County. They actually laid the groundwork to build senior services, senior supports, and information for the county of Macomb. Nothing really existed when they started. So all the services that exist today were built upon what Macomb County Council on Aging had. And to remember them and the people that have come before is priceless.
Two very special guests in attendance were Ed and Marianne Krasowski. Ed put a love letter to Marianne in the capsule back in '88, but he never told her what it said. Her first time holding and reading the letter was 3 decades later.
Ed was probably the only one that was here today that was one of the original people that was here when they actually decided to put the items in there and close this time capsule. So it's great to have had him here for this, I guess, ceremonial opening of a time capsule in Macomb County for the senior department, in particular the Council on Aging. So with that being said, I'm glad to have shared this moment with you on the 200-year anniversary of Macomb County being a county.
There is a plan to contact family members who have letters in the time capsule. Officials are in talks to have another time capsule buried to include some items found in the old one and also include present-day memorabilia. Gather up your old television sets and computers because Shelby Township will host their last electronics recycling for the year. On October 27th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., your unwanted electronics can be dropped off on the grounds in the municipal building. This is open to anyone who lives in the Metro Detroit area. This marks the 4th and final collection of 2018. Township officials agreed to end the fee associated with the collection, and therefore a decision was made to make the collection days 4 times a year. To find a list of collected items, you can visit shelbytwp.org/recycling. Still ahead on Shelby this week, we bring you your Week 6 football highlights. These beautiful gardens are award winners. We take you inside these backyards and talk to the homeowners who create these masterpieces.
Hi, I'm Matt Signorello, Lieutenant Inspector with the Shelby Township Fire Prevention Division. I'm here today to discuss escape planning. When it comes to escape planning, it's always wise to plan ahead. If a fire breaks out in your home, you may only have a few seconds to get out safely. Make sure everyone in the home knows where to go. First, make a home escape plan. It can be as simple as a family conversation. Always know at least 2 ways to get out of a room. Teach your children to escape on their own and to practice fire drills as a group. It is a good idea to keep doors closed, especially at night and especially with children. When it comes time to get out of your home, designate a meeting place, typically at the end of the driveway near a mailbox or a tree. If the alarm sounds, get out and stay out. Never go back in for anything. That's what the fire department is for. If the conditions are smoky, get low and go. Call the fire department as soon as you get outside. Implement your plan today and stay safe.
The Eisenhower Eagles so far are on a winning roll. Kyle Warzabach has your Week 6 game highlights.
The Eagles welcomed the Crusaders of L'Anse Creuse North at a rainy Swinehart Field, and they wouldn't let this pregame mishap define their night. In the first quarter, the Eagles get good field position after some penalties, and Nathan Pettypool will take this down the sideline into the end zone. Justin Schumanski of the Crusaders throws a great pass to Colin Taylor Johnson and takes it all the way to the 15-yard line. Schumanski looks to pass again. It's tipped by a few players and into the hands of Ian Kennelly for a pick. Second quarter, rescue back to pass and grabbed by Massimo D'Aristotle, who takes it all the way to the 5-yard line. Setting up a 5-yard run by Caleb Oyster, who just breaks the plane of the goal line. Ike's strong defense gives the ball back to the offense, and D'Aristotle outruns every defender in sight and takes it to the house. Ike would end the half with a field goal, putting them up 24-0. The rain eases up in the second half, but Ike doesn't ease up on LCN as Oyster scores his second touchdown to give them a 31-point lead. Into the fourth quarter with LCN in the red zone, and Schumanski's pass is picked off by D'Aristotle, dodging defenders. And yes, he would take it over 100 yards into the opposite end zone. But Ike wouldn't maintain the shutout as Schumanski finds Jeremiah Williams Stewart to put the Crusaders on the board, and they would complete a 2-point conversion. Braden Van Gilder gets a look at QB as he hands it off to Ben Martignan as he scores for good measure. LCN would score again late, but Ike comes away with a dominant victory by a score of 45-14. The Eagles go on the road to Anchor Bay this Friday to play the Tars as they continue their hunt for a playoff spot.
The Utica Chieftains were on the road again this week as they played Stevenson. Andrew Selsky breaks down the game.
Utica trying to get their first win as they travel to Stevenson on this cold and rainy night. Third down, Zach Keene, slant over the middle to Christian Gegovic. And down the sidelines he goes. Finally being brought down at the Stevenson 28-yard line. The drive would stall out and they would settle for a 36-yard field goal from Marco Matofsky. Ensuing kickoff, Andre White. And he's gone. Finally being tripped up in the Utica red zone. With 7:02 left in the first quarter, the Titans on the doorstep. But Ahmad Aboud fumbles, but a fortunate bounce covers in the end zone for a touchdown. The extra point was no good, and we sit at 6-3. Utica answers back. Christian Gegovic down the sidelines, but punched out by a Stevenson defender, and they take over. And it doesn't take them long to strike back. Justin Macomb back to pass, a bomb to Brandon Szymanski. Ahmad Aboud were running in for the two-point conversion, and they were up 14-3. But Utica would not let up. Christian Gegovic muscling through some arm tackles. Down the sideline, finally pushed out at the 4. Setting up this 4-yard touchdown pass from Zach Keene to Kirk Kesson. Utica cut the lead to 14-10. Stevenson would get an interception for a touchdown. Near the end of the first quarter, they would lead 22-10. Second quarter, Noah Gabriel into the end zone. The two-point conversion was good, and Stevenson led 30-10. Utica would drive down, would stall out, come away with his Marco Matofsky field goal. Stevenson with some trickery. Brian Ruba, halfback pass, and wide open is Cody Fox. Nobody's there. Touchdown. And with 12.9 seconds left in the first half, Brian Ruba would take matters into his own hands, and he's gone. And our halftime score is 42-13. Luke Miramonte and Chris Wright for the Titans would tack on 2 more touchdowns to bring us to our final score. Stevenson Titans 55, Utica Chieftains 15.
Describing these gardens as beautiful is completely fitting, and for the homeowners who dedicate long hours tending to their plants, their hard work does not go unrecognized. Stacey Sansaterra has more.
The 2018 Shelby Township Beautification Award winners have been selected. These awards are given to Shelby Township homeowners who have been nominated by neighbors and members of the community. Nominations are for extensive floral and landscape achievement at their homes.
It's beauty, color, variety, creativity, special features, and then just that special wow factor. Each year, you see some repeated flowers and things, but people have such favorites, and then they do so much work, and they graft their own bushes and flowers, and sometimes they have things from their family, and it's just amazing. It's like creativity. It's beauty.
And for a couple of the recipients, this annual award brings with it the prestige of being 3-time winners, which will land them in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame winners' names are placed on a plaque at the municipal building, and they are no longer eligible to be nominated.
It was quite a surprise to win for the 3rd time this year. I wasn't expecting it. We weren't expecting it at all. It's our little backyard retreat. Well, we love flowers. We like the peace of the waterfall, the sound of the waterfall. We like the playhouse. It's just kind of our little place that we get away.
I cannot believe I win the Hall of Fame. I don't even exist Hall of Fame for the gardening, but I'm happy. Well, first I like my garden to look pretty. I love beautiful flowers, and I always look for the nicest flowers and the most beautiful colors. I look for the right color for the right place. And I just love my garden to look pretty.
And one thing that all of the winners have in common is a fierce green thumb and the willingness to go above and beyond in beautifying their homes.
We had our daughter in 2007, and I wanted her to learn a little bit about nature from our own backyard, you know, with the different types of birds and butterflies and plants. And she can see everything from outside the door walls, so it's a lot of work, but it's worth it in the long run. And my family enjoys it, and hopefully the neighbors.
I kind of do my garden for fun for myself, so it's nice to have somebody say, oh, we like it too. I don't know, I think it's inborn. You know, some people love it and some people just tolerate it. So I happen to be a person that just loves to watch things grow.
Happy to be winning a Beautification Award, and like I said, it was a huge surprise. I have to say that probably my husband is the biggest push. He comes home with plants and I have to find places for him. And it's a little aggravating, but we always work it out. Between the two of us, we work it out, and in that way, we're a good team.
The Shelby Township Beautification Committee is actively seeking new members. If you are interested, contact the clerk's office at 731-5102. And congratulations to all the 2018 Beautification Award winners for making Shelby Township a better place to live. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sansatera.
We are just about a month away from the November elections. Before you head to the polls on Tuesday, November 6th, there are some things you should be aware of to make the voting process go by smoothly.
What is different about this election that the ballot will look a little different. This year, there's no straight party voting. There was a challenge in court, a Secretary of State challenge in court to remove straight party voting from the ballot, and it went to Court of Appeals, and Court of Appeals agree with her, and so when you get the ballot, previously there was a couple boxes where identified the party, whichever party was on the ballot, it had a little box in a corner. There's no more of those boxes, so you cannot just check off the party and consider it done. That for example, if you vote, if you check off Republican box, every Republican on this ballot in November would get the vote. Right now, you have to select delegates in each category. So if you skip somebody that is running for any kind of office as a Republican, for example, or Democrat, that person will not get that vote. Where previously, if you checked off that box, every one of those candidates would gotten the vote, except the nonpartisan selection side of the ballot and proposals. October 9th is the last day that voters can register to vote. They can come to my office if they live in Shelby Township and register. They can go to Secretary of State. They can also do it by mail. They can download the application by going on michigan.gov/vote and download the application, fill it out, and send it. As long as it's postmarked prior to October 9th, they will still be registered to vote. However, they cannot request absentee ballot. They would have to show up in person because we have to confirm that they are who they are by checking their ID. They can request the application all the way till Saturday before election. By the way, one other thing is there's no early voting in Michigan per se, but we're going to be here by law. We have to be here, and my office, clerk's office, will be open Saturday, November 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and you can come in and still pick up your ballot and vote.
Macomb County Animal Control invites everyone out to their shelter on October 6th. Sponsored by the Bissell Pet Foundation, the day is Empty the Shelters. Shelters across the United States are encouraged to promote and get these pets adopted to loving homes. The Bissell Pet Foundation will pay for all qualified adopters to take home their pet on the 6th from Macomb County Animal Control. Animal Control will allow potential pet adopters to participate from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Last year, the organization was able to adopt out just over 3,000 pets on Empty the Shelters Day. This year, there are over 100 shelter and rescue groups in 16 states and Canada participating. For more information about the organization, you can visit BissellPetFoundation.org. Get into the Halloween spirit at the Township Spooktacular event. This family Halloween staple will offer the kids a chance to dress up in their costume and enjoy games, prizes, and hay rides.
It's a great way to kick off the Halloween season. It's a little bit before Halloween, so the kids can plan ahead and get their costumes ready, and the parents really seem to love it. It's a nice family atmosphere, and what's prettier than, you know, a park in the fall?
There will be a trunk and treat in the parking lot. Each family should plan on bringing candy to pass out to the kids. Decorating your vehicle is encouraged, and a prize will be given to the best decorated car. A petting zoo will be there as well, and the Nature Center will be bringing out their animals for the children to see. The Halloween Spooktacular will be at Riverbends Park on Saturday, October 13th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Registration is encouraged, and you can call 586-731-0300. This is a free event for all Shelby and Utica residents. For non-residents, the cost is $10 per child. Born at the end of World War I, Laura Betker celebrates exactly 100 years on this earth. Betker, a resident at Shelby Crossing, celebrated her birthday surrounded by family and friends.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Still at age 100, she enjoys baking, sewing, and playing euchre. She was married at the beginning of World War II and has 8 grandchildren and 15 great-grandchildren. Keeping Betker on her toes all these years is her dedication to going to church every Sunday. And quite possibly what is keeping her young is her daily ritual of having a cup of tea and a homemade dessert every day. From all of us at Shelby TV, we wish Laura Betker a very happy birthday. That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always catch up with us online or on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV. We will leave you now with more scenes from the Beautification Award winners' gardens. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.